The sun, the sailing, the champagne swilling merrymakers. It must mean Cows Week on the Isle of Wight, the highlight of the boating calendar. But away from the yacht clubs, is it always the sun for those that actually live here? Well, it certainly seems idyllic here. Beautiful beaches, relatively low crime rate. But if you're a child here, your prospects are among the worst in England and Wales. Just 12% of children on free school meals will make it to university. That's 10% less than the rest of the country. And the numbers are just as stark for every other child. Fewer than a third will make it off this island to university. Poor children underachieving is a problem echoed across England. And amongst the poorest, those on free school meals, Chinese students do best, while white British children achieve the worst GCSE results across all racial groups. Far away from the sweeping sea views lies the Pan Estate, home to some of the poorest children on the Isle of Wight. It's this immersion in poverty that has the biggest factor on future hopes, according to the teachers.
So it's not really just an education issue, it's an issue of poverty and deprivation and a much wider social context.
But looking around, this is an estate in the Isle of Wight. It looks lovely.
This is lovely. There are such huge, lovely areas of the island, but the poverty and the deprivation, you don't see that anymore. This isn't the 1930s with soup kitchens and bread lines. Britain in the 21st century has a lot of the deprivation hidden.
But underachievement is more common on this island. Last year, 57% of children in England achieved at least 5 GCSEs grade A star to C. The Isle of Wight had the 9th worst results in the entire country, with just under half. The reasons are many, including education funding. Spending per pupil here is £4,000 less than in other areas. And being quite literally cut off from the rest of the UK also has a huge impact on aspirations.
So when I used to teach in Leeds, in an inner city Leeds in a special measures school, but they still saw the city and they saw the jobs that they could do there and the careers. But people on the island, day-to-day basis, do not see those. And unless you go into the mainland, they're not going to be able to see those.
These children are some of the apparently aspirational few, hoping to go to university, unlike many of their classmates. So the people that you were at school with before going to college, the ones that didn't go to college, what are they doing now? And what do they want to do going on?
Yeah, no, they're just doing apprenticeships and mechanics and stuff. They're just sort of finding what they can do on the island.
Are they happy?
Not a lot of them, no.
I think we are the lucky few. Definitely not on the island. A lot of people don't go to uni. It's a lot of money getting off. It's quite scary if you've lived here all your life.
I know quite a lot of my friends that have had rough backgrounds and some of them don't see the hope in life anymore. They don't see that there is anything to go for.
Many here are proud of their quiet island life, though it's no secret that white working class students are getting left behind. Just last week, the chair of Ofsted, David Hoare, spoke to a teaching conference about this very subject, but he described the Isle of Wight as a ghetto where inbreeding happens. He's since apologised and retracted his remarks, but for many here, the damage is done. What did you make of his comments?
I thought they were ill-founded. I thought he sounded ignorant. I don't think it was at all fair.
How do you think he'd fare if he came over to the Isle of Wight to have this conversation?
He would get back alive.
It's not fair just to think because we're sort of cut off from the mainland that we're all a bit slow and nothing happens here, because there's always something going on.
Well, there's something going on this evening here.
There's car boots most days, weekends. It's lovely, lovely place.
Yes, sort of inbred, white. Inbred? No, I don't think so. I mean, it's normal on the island to have 6 fingers and toes on each hand and foot, isn't it?
So some on the island are laughing about these comments, some are angry, but all are talking about this issue. The question now is, will any of it make a difference, or are Britain's lowest performing forever doomed to educational darkness?